Huddersfield 0, Liverpool 1. Welcome back to KangBrosTV, and international break is done. Thank goodness.
This feels like it drags as well. It feels like it's literally like months and months of it, bro.
Thing is, I was boosted about the game to be back. I mean, Premier League to be back and Liverpool to be back. Yeah, bro, that was very similar to the international performances, bro.
Yeah, I was like, what? Is it any more internationals left or what? Because this stuff is poor.
Let's just get straight into it. Yeah, it's one. Look, we won 1-0. We're still top of the league.
Two ways of looking at it. There's two ways of looking at it, okay? One way is, oh my God, what a dead performance. What is that? Oh my God, it's so boring. What we're doing, we're struggling. Yeah. But the other way to look at it is, and this is weird, I guess, because being a pessimist, typically, I'm looking at it like, gone away from home, we've played poorly against a team that typically would cause us problems. We've won 1-0 and we've kept a clean sheet. End of the season, all you're going to look at, you're not going to talk about how we won, you're going to talk about we won. Yeah. So there's two ways of looking at it, two schools of thought here. I'm typically the one saying, oh my God, that was so poor. But half of me saying, United, in the days when they were dominating stuff, they did that comfortably. Chelsea did that comfortably.
But you know what I'm going to say, yeah? This is what, the fourth time we've said this? In a row? We've said this 4 times in a row now. Like, we've got a result that we need, or we've got a draw, blah, blah, blah. And we're still top of the league. The thing that pisses me off the most, I'm going to raise it straight away, is there's a lot of people out there who are digging out people, say like you and me, who are criticising the performances. Now, just because we're top of the league and we are undefeated and we've only conceded 3 goals, which is fantastic, right? But that doesn't stop anyone from criticising performance. Is that, do you think that's wrong to people to criticise Liverpool, or you should still be able to criticise Liverpool, right?
Listen, the thing is,
the performance was bad.
Yeah, it's just, listen. At the end of the day, yeah, like everyone's got an opinion, right? You know, it's the same thing that for anything, there's an opinion for any. Everyone has an opinion. Now, don't get me wrong, and I've said this. Listen, we've been used to watching shoot for a long time. We have Liverpool fans. We know we have. So that's why a lot of Liverpool fans are of the mindset that listen, you don't know what you got until it's gone. So enjoy it. Enjoy the fact that you're playing well and we're winning games. Fine, I'm all for that. But listen, we want to win the league. Liverpool fans want to, or not necessarily obviously the league will be great, but we want to win something. And to win something, we have to make sure that, if the performance aren't up to scratch, there are reasons as to okay, why weren't we as good as that benchmark that was being set? And that's all it is. It's not a case of, oh, we're rubbish, do this, we're not good enough. Oh, no, it's not like, how certain clubs have got TV channels that only do well when it's just cussing. It's not that. But listen, we're fans, we have an opinion, and we encourage everyone to voice theirs and discuss it with us. You know what I mean? And
do you think it's fair to criticise Liverpool? That's all I'm saying to you.
It is. I think it is because end of the day, there's a benchmark, and if you're not hitting that benchmark, there's a reason why you're not hitting that benchmark, and that benchmark that you've hit didn't win you the league. So you have to hit that benchmark and some to win the league. So as far as I'm concerned,
yeah, I mean that's more the mindset I'm from. Look, I'm proper gassed at Liverpool where we are. We're top of the league. We're joint with Man City. We've only conceded 3 goals. Fantastic. It's probably the best. I think it is one of the best starts Liverpool ever had in the Premier League. So hands down, Liverpool doing very well. But the performance was dead. Now, what was the reason for the shit performance for you personally? Do you think Huddersfield were actually that good?
I think you have to give Huddersfield respect because they did play well. They didn't hold back.
Defensive midfield well, right?
They just lack quality. They just lack quality. They're up front. The guys up front aren't very good. No disrespect, but I'm just saying, the level that teams that are, I don't know, from let's say 8th upwards, some of the chances that Huddersfield had, they would have taken them.
That's what I was about to say.
So you can't look away from that. But you asked me the reason as to why I thought it was like that. I think it's actually down to the change of personnel. There was a drastic change in personnel, and we struggled with it. So does that mean that our strength and depth isn't good enough? Maybe, but equally, when you're bringing back Lallana, you're bringing back Henderson, you're bringing back Milner, who are all undercooked, I'd say. You're playing Lovren at centre back, who's still hasn't played many games. There was no Naby Keita, who's injured. Sadio Mane's injured. Big Shaq starting the game after playing 2 internationals.
But Big Shaq actually did alright. So, because I'll challenge you when you say that there was a lot of changes. Let's be honest, there wasn't like drastic changes what other clubs do, where they put on like your sort of squad players to rotate. I don't think. I mean, like sort of youngsters and stuff like that. I don't think it was drastic. I think there was some changes there. But, I mean, obviously, Lallana coming back from a long break, and obviously Big Shaq has been.
Well, look, Milner's been injured, and he's still injured. He's not fit.
But he's not fully fit. Yeah, but from the start of the season, he's been involved, so you can't say.
But if you're not fully fit, it's not about being involved. If you're not fit, you're not fit. Henderson came up at half time because he was not fit, so he's obviously rushed. My only question would be, and I go back to it, I was saying first pray for him because I hadn't seen him, but now he's there, he's been playing, and he's fit, and they want to bring back an injured man ahead of him. For me, Huddersfield away when you're where you are in the league, that would have been the sort of game to bring him in. He's just played for Brazil and they've just won some trophy. So for me, that's where I'm a bit like, hold on a minute, I'm not sure.
Well, talk about Fab. What do you think of his performance though? Before you go into
do you know what? I'm happy. I'm all right. I'm all right with him. I think he's grown into it, and I think what you got to understand is people have got this perception he's a box-to-box midfielder. He's not a box-to-box midfielder. I think he's not.
He's still getting out there. He's still getting about.
He'll still get about it, but he's not. He's more comfortable in our side of defending than he is in the final third. That suits me down to the ground. I'm happy with that, but I think, I always find myself saying this, and I always found myself doing this. But there's one guy that consistently winds me up, and I know that he's got a lot of following and a lot of people like him. It's not like I dislike him. I find him very entertaining, and stuff like that. But footballing wise, Daniel Sturridge, for me, I'm sorry. Sorry, but no. I'd much rather persevere with someone like Divock Origi. I'd much rather persevere with someone like that. Because I know people are like, yeah, but Daniel Sturridge will get you a goal. If you gave Divock Origi the chances that Sturridge has had, I'm sure he'd get you the goals as well. He proved that when he's playing for Liverpool, right? Daniel Sturridge, he slows things down. He takes too many touches. He gives the ball away. He doesn't work hard enough. In that team, in that collective, don't get me wrong, when Femina came on, he wasted chances. But flipping hell, he got in those. Look how many the positions he got into
within the short time.
In that short space of time that he was there, he gives you more work rate. He gives you more tenacity. He gives you a bit more creativity. Daniel Sturridge, if it's not perfect for him, he ain't scoring. And even then, he misses a lot of chances. He breaks down things. He slows things down. I'm done with this guy. Not in a place I don't like him. I do like him, but I don't think he is the type of person that's going to take this club further forward. And he doesn't fit the mould that Klopp want. Klopp doesn't have someone who is an out-and-out number 9 who's just going to stay up there. That doesn't work with his teams.
I agree with you. But the Daniel Sturridge fans, and like we've seen on our Twitter page and whatnot, have said that there was no supply from yesterday. Now, the Lallana, it's like you said, hasn't played for a long, long time, and Big Shaq, he did all right. Big Shaq was actually okay, but you have to say you've already got Salah up there. You've got no Mane, and what supply did he have really?
But that's my argument is I get that the supply was starved, but Femina, right, when he come on. Again, I'm not saying that he was amazing. He wasted some good opportunities and chances to kill that game off. He did like anybody else. But how come in the space that he was on, in the short space he was on, you knew he was on the pitch? Mm-hmm. You knew he was playing. Wijnaldum, when he came on the pitch, he impacted the game when he came on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I get you.
And that's my problem. People like Lallana. Lallana's a bad example. He hasn't played. But Firmino and Wijnaldum have been part of this team that starts. They all buy into something. There's something that's going on. They know what the way that we want to play. So how come when they come on the pitch, they impact the game straight away? Your likes of Sturridge, who's a direct, him and Firmino, direct position replacements. Henderson and, let's say, Wijnaldum, right? For me, those guys came on within the short space they were on, they impacted the game. The other guys who had longer spells on the pitch didn't impact the game. I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned. So that would suggest that either they don't have the quality that we're looking for, that all Klopp's looking for, not personally me, but I can't see that is the type of person that's I'm looking off the bench. For me, if we did sign Fekir, I know there was lots of talk about it, and I've seen bits and bobs of Fekir. I haven't watched him as closely, but he strikes me as somebody that would change a game. He has the ability to change a game. For me, Daniel Sturridge is now at a stage where he needs to be at a club where he is able to play number 9 and maybe miss a few chances before he scores. That's no disrespect to the teams at that level, but I'm talking teams between, let's say, 6th to 10th, 11th. Those type of teams where they can be like, look, if you miss a few chances, it's not the end of the world for us. Liverpool at that stage now where they'll create chances, but you need to take those chances to kill the game off.
All right, so talking about decent performances, there's a lot of Genie haters out there. But for me, there's no better midfielder right now for Liverpool than Genie. Am I wrong in saying that right now? From start to finish, from the beginning of the season, I think Genie's been the most consistent out of all the midfielders. Do you think I'm being a bit brave with that statement?
I think you're being a bit brave.
Who's it for you?
Well, this is about, if you let me finish. I think you've been a bit brave in saying the statement, but because I think, there's other people that have impacted the game in different ways. Mm-hmm. So you could argue that there's a few other midfielders that have been more involved at that end of the pitch. So I don't think, so that would be the counter argument. But I think he's been phenomenal. I think he's been so good in the sense that in his work rate, his energy, the way he gets about the pitch, and as I said, the impact he has or had on the game, specifically yesterday when he came on the pitch. So
who would you go for though? For all-round midfield, like I said, for at the midfielder right now, I think Genie's our best midfielder. Would you say Milner, Henderson?
I wouldn't say Henderson. I like Henderson, but I wouldn't say Henderson. Milner's probably been the one for me. I'd say has impacted the game that end and this end.
Okay. And what about man of the match for you? Because there's a couple for me. I think Genie, when he came on, he was fantastic. But then
my man of the match would be Joe Gomez.
Gomez, yeah. I thought he was going to say that because he had a fantastic game. His speed is nuts. It gets him out of trouble so many times.
And I'll be honest, I was the one that said I'm not sure he's ready.
Yeah.
And I did say that he's learning on the job and all that sort of stuff. But hey, he seems to have grown. He seems to have grown into that position. And look, it is what it is. I'll eat my words.
His read of the game now is getting a lot better. Like he's seen that he backs himself as well. Yeah, there's a few times in Liverpool where he was shifting across. And he knew he would back himself that if the ball goes that way,
I'll get it. Yeah.
I'm getting there. And there was a couple of times he did that.
That pass that he played, that was splitting the lines. You know, they say you play through the lines. That is that pass that splits teams. And the pocket that the Big Shaq picked up.
Yeah, that's what we're missing.
Lovely finish from Salah. I think. So go back to the performances. Gomez, my man of the match.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Though I don't know about other performances or anything that stood out for you. I mean, but for me, Genie was and Gomez was
and Big Shaq.
And yeah, but I think Big Shaq had a good game. Number 10, Lallana, it was good to see him back after a long time.
Good feet, so missed that.
Yeah, he still that little turn he does.
Turn of pace,
that roll. It was good to see him back.
And the keeper, I'm happy with him. He fills me with confidence. He's filling me a lot more and more confidence.
So next, if not, we'll see you to the following game. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Peace.